Hi, I am Elder Eliza from the Church of Light. I want to address a few things. I've gotten a lot of negative comments and even a few video responses to things that I've said on my TikToks, and here's the policy going forward. I will delete any negative comments. Neutral comments, positive comments, those will be left. But I'm not going to deal with the negativity anymore. I feel that I have been bullied, that people are trying to bully me off of here, and that's not going to happen. So after consultation with my therapist, we have decided that all negative comments will be deleted from now on. So, at the Church of Light, we believe that Jesus was polyamorous, transgender, pansexual. He was Middle Eastern, homeless, immigrant, refugee. Pretty much all the things that a lot of evangelical Christians are against, which is fine. You don't think that your God was that way, that's fine. Because my Lord in heaven is not Yahweh. I could go into all of it, and I don't think that's necessary at the moment, because I want to talk about the first covenant of our church, which is about immigrants, refugees, that no person is illegal. Jesus was an immigrant. He was a refugee. He was homeless for most of his adult life, at least during his ministry, during his messaging, as he walked all over the land and spread his message of light and love. He was, for lack of a better term, he was a political refugee. The politicians and the lawmakers and the Pharisees of his time wanted him dead because he spoke about things that they didn't like. He spoke against the establishment, against modern religions of his time. Jesus very much represented what the Church of Light represents. Loving your neighbor, being kind, turning the other cheek. He was passive. He was not aggressive. I mean, yeah, he flipped the table of the coin changers in the temple, if I remember correctly how that's pronounced, or how that's phrased in the Bible. Because Jesus did not believe in hoarding wealth. That we were supposed to help those who had less than us. If you have $100 and you meet somebody who only has $1, then where does it hurt buying them a meal for the day? People who are trying to escape crime and violence in their country. No, I'm talking mainly about our southern border, mainly Texas, because, oh yeah, Texas, gotta love Texas. The bigots down in Texas. Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton, trust me, them's a couple of bigots. You cannot say that you love people and that you love Jesus At least not in our religion. And treat people the way that he does. The way that they do. Greg Abbott recently has been caught on tape saying basically that he would shoot immigrants if he could, but he can't because he'd get prosecuted. He would literally murder people for the crime of trying to find a better life, and yet purports to be a follower of Christ. Because that's what Christianity is, right? It's supposed to be about following Christ, but very few people actually follow the message that Christ left. You have a problem with how I see him, but way too many people out there don't actually follow the teachings in the Bible. I had one person that, she got her panties all in a twist about me, about how I see Jesus, and about the things that I have said about how I see him, and how my church sees him, my congregation does. She got her panties all in a twist about it. Because we believe that Jesus is transgender. And we believe that Jesus was polyamorous. And we believe that Jesus was pansexual. Well, the Church of Light, which I will go into more in another video, isn't about... We are not an LGBTQ friendly church. We are a pro-LGBTQ church. We accept anybody that's LGBTQ. If you're in the community, if you're an ally, you are more than welcome within our church. If you're trans, you are welcome in our church. And like I said, I'll go more into that. But don't come at me and then tell me that you've never read the Bible. You are so religious and you've never read the Bible. I've read the Bible. And I know that Jesus was an immigrant. And I know that he spoke about love. And he spoke about kindness. And he spoke about compassion. That's who my Jesus is. That's who our Jesus is. Jesus represents us. And Jesus represents all those refugees coming through the southern border that are trying to escape the violence and the death in their home countries. And unfortunately, a lot of their countries are messed up the way they are because of us. Because of stuff that the U.S. has done to their countries. Overthrown democratically elected leaders and put in dictators and authoritarians. Because that's what the CIA wanted. And that's what the U.S. wanted. So when those people come here, we should welcome them with open arms. They don't necessarily need a path to citizenship, but they should be granted residency. At least temporarily. They should be granted asylum. They should be treated with kindness and with compassion. And that is the official stance of the Church of Light on Rainbow Ridge. Blessed be, my friends.